Om Swastiastu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam nama budaya. Shalom. Hello everyone. So we are from Group 5 with presentation about project-based learning. But before that, I want to introduce myself first. My name is Purwakalo Sri Tantra Karisma Dewi. You can call me Dewi Tantra with student ID number 211202165. And I have two partners. The first one is Tika Mizuno with student ID number 211202164. And Ikhlas Firdaus with student ID number 211202166. So, in this presentation, we are going to discuss about the first one is concept, second characteristics, third steps, and last but not least benefits. And the first one I want to presentation about concept. So, project-based learning is a learning method in which students are free to plan and carry out learning activities to complete project and create work products that can be presented to others. Okay, so the second material about characteristic will be presented by Ikhlas. Ikhlas, time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the time. Now let's move on to the next topic, which is about the characteristics of project-based learning. But before that, let me introduce myself first. My name is Ikhlas Firdaus with student ID number is 211202166. So the PBL model consists of these 6 characteristics, which is the first is aligned thinking and learning, rich inquiry, authenticity, autonomy, meaningful assessment, and the last is craftsmanship. Okay, let's start. For the first is aligned thinking and learning. The project is intentionally designed to solicit thinking around desired standard, content, and skills students need to know. In fact, there is a great case to be made for a very healthy balance between content and skill, and perhaps even focusing on thought to more deeply learn content. The big emphasis here, though, is that there is intentionally in planning on the part of the teacher or facilitator about the thinking and learning, whatever that may be that student will need to know and demonstrate understanding of in order to complete the project and challenge. The next is rich inquiry. The project provides multiple opportunities and need for high-level questioning by student and teacher. Good facilitators or teachers plan good questions to ask learners. Great ones plan for scenarios from which great questions grow from everyone. Starting with an open-ended, driving question aligned with the desired thinking and learning. Students might have questions for an outside expert, question for fellow student around text or other research, questions to help lead the thinking of others, or just clarifying questions. Moving from a classroom where answers are the norm, rich inquiry builds profound thinking and creativity as one idea builds upon another. The third is authenticity. The project challenges students to create products for real-world purposes and audiences. Students and teachers need to be clear about the product, purpose, and audience in a project, and this is closely linked to authenticity. While we do want to use the process and the products of PBL to measure learning, the addition of authenticity helps to increase students' interest and engagement and can empower them as they do real, meaningful, and purposeful work that transcends traditional schoolwork. The fourth is autonomy. This autonomy can show up in a number of ways, including allowing for increased student inquiry and choice over what to investigate, how to uncover the necessary learning, as well as the ways in which they will show they know and understand. The fifth is meaningful assessment. The project guides teaching and learning using purposeful, formative, and summative assessment. Meaningful assessment can come in many forms, including formal and informal, and may in fact be questions, not always just answers. It can also originate from multiple sources, including self, peers, outside experts, and of course the teachers. And the last is craftsmanship. The project provides opportunities and reasons for students to create craftsmen-like products. Quality project-based learning empowers students by engaging them in process of reflection and revision as they seek to improve their products to meet the needs of an authentic audience instead of just playing school. Okay, that's all for me. For the next material will be explained by my friend. Thank you.
Alright, so that's the explanation from my friend about the characteristic of project-based learning. Now it's my turn to explain to you all about the steps of project-based learning or PBL. The steps for implementing PBL are: steps number 1, define basic question. So the question that will launch a PBL lesson must be one that will engage the students. It is greater than the task at hand. It is open-ended. Steps number 2, develop a project planning design. When designing the project, it is essential that you have in mind which content standard will be addressed. Involve the students in planning. They will feel ownership of the project when they are actively involved in decision making. Select activities that support the question and utilize the curriculum, thus filling the process. Know what materials and resources will be accessible to the students to assist them. Be prepared to delve deeper into new topics and new issues that arise as the students become increasingly involved in the active pursuit of answer. Steps number 3, create an activity schedule. Design a timeline for project components. Be flexible but help the students realize that a time will come when they need to finalize their thought, finding and evaluation. Steps number 4, monitor the development of student performance. To maintain control without preventing students from taking responsibility for their work, you can follow these steps. Steps number 1, facilitate the project and the love of learning. Steps number 2, teach the students how to work collaboratively. Steps number 3, design fluid roles for group members. Steps number 4, have students choose their primary role but assume responsibility and interactivity for all group roles. And steps number 5, remind them that every part of the process belongs to its individuals and needs its students' total involvement. Continue the steps number 5 of PBL. test the results of students' performance. Then, last steps number 6, evaluate the experience. So little time for reflection is available in the busy schedules of the school day. Yet reflection is a key component of learning. So Desain need a time for reflection on the daily activities. Allow for individual reflection such as journaling as well as group reflection and discussion. For example, validate what students have learned and make suggestions for improvement. Okay, so that's all my explanations about the steps of project-based learning or PBL. Now it's my friend's turn to explain to you about the benefits of PBL. Thank you.
Okay, thank you Tika for the explanation. So this is the last but not least is about benefits. So we have the first one is critical thinking. So almost for teaching this fundamental skill, but project-based learning opens up unique learning opportunities for critical thinking. So through project-based learning, students can meet experts and learn from others in the field. Students can learn to carefully consider options as their project move forward. A student can develop their skill for receiving feedback and using reflection. And the second one, we have meaningful collaboration. So as the student discovers way to work within a group, it instills so many of the interpersonal values and skill they. And this is our future community's need. Students learn to value the work and contributions of others, share responsibilities, and compromise. And third, we have deeper engagement. So this is one of the most beautiful byproduct of this method. So students learn more because they want to learn more. They become the driving force for their our learning as they discover their voice matters and their learning has relevance and purpose. And we have fourth is communication development. So a presentation to the class or group at the end of the project-based learning exercise is just one of ways that students are offered the opportunity to practice and grow in their writing, public speaking, and effective communication. So we have the fifth is about foster creativity. So the difference in creative ideation and design is remarkable with project-based learning. In this method, student agency is huge. We provide support and scaffolding, but students take charge of the project. The choices of what to use and how to present material are left to the student. So the last one is we have cross disciplines by design. So project-based learning combines ideas and skill from different disciplines. Content is not taught in isolation. Students engage in robust experiences that help them explore how a variety of disciplines work together, similar to how learning happens in the real world. So, no one said a curriculum or learning needs to be boring, but that's what many traditional models can be for students. So, project-based learning creates a personal connection between the student and the material that makes the learning process purposeful, relevant, and significantly more meaningful. So, the conclusion about project-based learning is about project-based learning is a learning method in which students are free to plan learning activities to create project and predict work products that can be presented to others. This model becomes learning that involves many projects in the learning process. So this model becomes learning that involves many projects in the learning process. So thank you everyone for listening. That's all about our presentation from Group 5. Thank you. Bye.